the Nets essentially embarrassed Milwaukee those first two games. I mean, they were up 49 points in game 2 at one point. And then Milwaukee went back home and they played a game straight out of 1996 where it was in the 80s. And then last game, game 4, Kyrie gets hurt and he's out in a walking boot. We'll see what his status is. But yeah, Milwaukee's been able to claw back in it and it's tied at 2.
I would love for them to somehow pull that off, man.
Yeah.
Because like the Nets, they're just like they're so good, but they're a hateable team.
They're the troll team.
They're the troll team.
Yeah, because it's just it's a franchise that most people don't give a shit about in their own borough. And these guys just in the ultimate player empowerment era move, if you want to call it that, just like, hey, let's just do a super team. And this just for the hell of it.
Yeah. And like KD and Kyrie are like two of, the best basketball players on earth, but their personalities are just like James Harden is the most likable of the three to me. But because there's that story, I think it was in, I don't know which game it was in, but where KD's bodyguard ran out onto the court and sort of bumped PJ Tucker on the Bucks. And it's just like, and KD kind of like backed away and like let his personal bodyguard, who I guess is technically now on the Nets payroll,
but he's not allowed anymore in the rest of the series.
Yeah, they've banned him for the rest of the series. But it just looked like such a soft move. Like, first of all, why is this bodyguard, like, players get in each other's faces all the time,
and they never fight. They're not going to fight. Like, you're just going to talk crap.
Yeah, and that's all they were doing. And this guy runs out there and like throws a shoulder into PJ Tucker. It's like, and KD's just kind of like backing away, like, whoa. It's like, dude, you look like such a little bitch, man.
The other thing too, regardless if you're a bodyguard or not, like, no one wants to fight PJ Tucker.
Yeah, he's like, the dude is like tatted. He's a tough ass.
He's a little stout, just strong guy. I don't know if you saw, like, it was Drew Holiday after the game asked him about that, and his quote was like, "Nah, man, Tuck crazy. No one wants to fight Tuck." It's like, all right.
Yeah. So that was just like another heel moment for the Nets where it was just like, KD, you just like, you're so good, man. I love watching you play, but like you kind of have like a little bitch personality.
And something else that bothers me about the Nets that low-key doesn't get talked a lot about, it's like, I love Steve Nash. He's their coach. I love Steve Nash. I liked him when he was a player. I think he's a good dude. He seems cool, whatever. But like all season long, and he was talking about PJ Tucker guarding KD because PJ Tucker is a lot shorter than KD, but he really bothers him. Like, he's really good. He's like, oh, he's not playing basketball. It's like not really basketball the way he's guarding him. It's like whatever. And Steve Nash keeps saying that because he said that about Trae Young too. He was like, oh, he hunts fouls. That's not really basketball. He keeps saying things aren't basketball. It's like, oh, so only what the Nets do is basketball.
Yeah.
Like, get over yourself, man.
Yeah.
Also, Steve Nash, there's so many videos of you hunting for fouls when you played. Shut up.
Yeah. It's funny that he can say that about Trae, and people were like, Trae Young's game's just like Steve Nash's.
Because Trae modeled his game after Steve Nash.
Yeah. It's like,
he's his favorite player.
Yeah.
But yeah, Steve Nash, love him, love the guy, but like, come on, get over yourself a little bit. You've become the troll as well, which don't do that. You're too cool for that.
Yeah. And you're just like you're like the co-pilot to the big three. You're just like, what do you guys think tonight?
I know.
What do you guys want? Well, sounds good.
Yeah. And producer Kyle just pointed out, he did hunt for fouls a lot. And so
Kyrie does too. Yeah. Which, look, I don't love hunting for fouls. I think that's kind of lame. But again, if the rules allow it, the way that like Harden did, the way that Paul Pierce's whole career was doing that as well, if you're finding ways to mess up the rules, then like, you got to live with it. The NBA has to do something about it. You can't tell these players. I mean, Harden spends his off seasons figuring out ways to like bypass the rules or like kind of get around them to do that kind of stuff.